Hello everyone, my name is Kri and today I want to read about 7 questions to ask yourself if you want to thrill. Many, many readers focus on having the right answer, but success, successes, success is more about asking the right question. The way we frame a situation can either open or shut down our ability to meet it effectively, creatively, and successfully. Let's try an experiment. Just share the following question. How can I prove I'm right? How did I get stuck with these ideas? Who to blame here? How can I lose? And what can I do to protect myself? What do you experience when you read this question? What does your body feel like? Light, heavily, open, constricted? What if you were on the receiving end of them? How might they affect your motivation level, your emotional state? What actions are likely to result from this question, and what outcome do you think they produce? Now try asking yourself this question. What's wrong? What's working? How do we move this forward? What can we learn from this? How might we support one another for success? How do you experience this question? Is there a difference when compared with the first set? Most people experience the first set at time, defensive and demotivating. Furthermore, the fourth question seems to be focused on one's own needs and provoking an attack or at least effectively disengaging. The likely outcome may be a strengthened and regressive one. In any case, we lead down a path of lost opportunity. By contrast, the second set seems more open, relaxed, and engaging. Instead of ego defense, we are more focused on the situation at hand. Instead of provoking, the risk are more likely to be productive and growth oriented. Leaning in. They also to consider all the possibility instead of I. We are focused on we. Is your mindset fit? The question is that underlying mindset are implicit and often non-conscious view we hold about the world. The first set of questions express a view of fixed mindset and easily downshift to a judgmental, critical, self-oriented view of the world. According to the fixed mindset, talent, intelligence, wealth, power, or love are inborn and determined. You have it, you don't. If you win, I lose. Or if you have it, then you must constantly defend it because it is under threat from others who may take it or better than you. Failure is to be avoided, so risk taking becomes verboten, which leads to a death of learning. in time comes strange statements. A fixed mindset boss had conditioned his people not to challenge his delicate ego. They extract enormous energy avoiding the minefield of his reactive emotion. In this tense environment, there's little resource left for seeking. People who subgrow to fixed mindsets spend considerable energy defending their position. Inmates are identified. There creates narcissistic environment where attention is focused on resolving their self-image rather than producing the best possible outcome. Life becomes a tense game of survival. Effort and feedback are in a continual dialogue. From this, possibility emerged that were unseen at the outset. A new future can be created. The second set of questions express a view that resource can be growth. This approach is oriented toward curiosity, engagement, and connected. Here, talent can be fostered, compatibility can be enhanced, learning and effort through innate talent and ego. Effort and feedback are in a continuous dialogue. From this, possibilities emerge that were unseen at the outset. A new future can be created. Overcoming the feeling of scarcity. A former student of mine was the third generation second of a wealthy Taiwan's family. He had a student inside that the dominant view of his family was one of fixed mindset. His relatives were consistently protecting their position, fearful of losing face, and oriented their defense toward cruel animate thrill. The result, he said, is that we treat each other like animals, and we are unmicrable, even though we have more resources than most people could even imagine. We act like we are on the brink of disaster. We are mostly trying to survive. We never ask ourselves which all we had. What would it mean to thrill? We learned that by challenging the question he asked himself, he could create a different set of possibilities. His pinched, nervous face began to relax. He started to pay attention to what was working well, to his strengths, and what brought him enjoyment. He redirected his energy away from defending and toward developing. His family were pushed by this term, but his sweetheart released the chains. Orienting toward growth created new possibility of both of them. A few years later, on social media, he posted a glowing photo of his former girlfriend, now wife, and their little baby. He has continued a free and made a good life for himself. Shift your mindset by asking yourself these 7 questions. Have some time to think with this question. Write out your answer and see if you are inclined to fix myself. What question are you ask yourself? What question motivated your origination? What are you trying to defend? What would it be like if you let that go? What question could your life be spread an answer to? What would it mean to give up surviving the thrill? What could you be that you are not now? That's all for today, and thank you for your watching.